Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Stadium at Legion Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. The sun has started to break through the clouds as we get ready for the final regular season games for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and the visiting Klamath Falls Falcons. American Legion baseball for you tonight here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score as we wrap up the regular season and start gearing up for a postseason run for your Doc Stewarts. Tonight the Docs come in with their 6-game winning streak in tow as they take on the Falcons, who won their last game last night against Grants Pass. The host team for the state tournament, they are automatically into the postseason with their 6-29 record overall this year, but they are looking to try and build some momentum as they make their way towards that upcoming state tournament. Tonight we look forward to what may be, but we got to finish out what is. The Doc Stewarts trying to wrap up the regular season on a winning streak and take that into a super regional berth. We've done the math, and it looks pretty much like the Doc Stewarts have clinched a postseason berth. Last night we were thinking one more win was going to be the ticket for the Doc Stewarts, but based on tiebreaker scenarios, the worst the Doc Stewarts could do would be a 3-way tie with Medford and Grants Pass, and it looks like if that was the case, Doc Stewarts have the tiebreaker in their favor. So by all accounts, it looks like we're headed to the postseason. But tonight, the Doc Stewarts look to try and put a final bow on that, put a stamp on the regular season, and end it on a winning streak. To do so, they'll have to take down Klamath Falls in a pair of games coming up tonight. And we'll see how that actually plays out for us as we welcome you into our Supercuts pregame show here on The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. If you're a fan of Doc Stewarts baseball or a visiting fan from Klamath Falls joining us on the broadcast tonight, we welcome you in. You can watch tonight's game streaming live there online at 541radio.com. Or if you'd like to, you can head to our YouTube channel and follow the action there on YouTube. It's easy to do. Just search 1490 The Score. Subscribe to our channel so you can follow Doc Stewarts baseball all throughout the postseason. You can, with it on YouTube, you can then watch it on your smartphone, on a tablet, on a computer, or even up on your big screen TV there at home. We look forward to tonight's matchup, and as we continue on with the Supercuts pregame show, we'll get a chance to bring you we'll bring you a player interview here in the pregame, but tonight we'll have 2 of them as we wrap up our player interview series that we do throughout this season. First up, we get a chance to catch up with Casey Pettibone from Umpqua Valley Christian School, so stay tuned for that interview coming up here in just a moment. Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Back after a quick 2-minute break with Casey Pettibone here on the Supercuts pregame show on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
back here with more of our Supercuts pregame show here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Doc Stewart's wrapping up the regular season today, a doubleheader against Klamath Falls, and to make sure we get everybody in, we're going to do a couple of player interviews here in today's games, and we'll start out things with Casey Pettibone from Umpqua Valley Christian School here in Roseburg. Casey, making the Docs this summer, how's it been for you to be on this big club here this summer and get a chance to play at the AAA level?
That's been pretty good. Learned a lot. Coach Jeremiah is a great coach. He knows a lot, and this team's been pretty great. We've been really getting close and having a couple pretty great games, and I'm hoping that we'll do pretty well today.
This stretch run here at the end of the season, it's got to be pretty fun for you guys to kind of really start feeling like you're playing some really good baseball, and being able to rack up a few wins has been pretty nice for you guys. Yeah,
it's been kind of fun to watch because, like a couple weeks ago, we were not playing very well, and then now everything's kind of clicking. So everyone's hitting, everyone's doing defense, pitching are doing their jobs. It's been pretty great to watch.
You have been kind of in and out of the lineup throughout the season, gotten opportunities to be a DH, play a little bit in the outfield, and get accustomed to that. But being going from being a guy that was starting in a state championship game, starting every game at UVC, to being a guy that gets to observe a little bit more, what's that been like for you here this summer?
Oh, it's been great. I like it's fun just being a really good teammate and being behind your guys. I'd rather be a good teammate than be a guy out there all by myself. So I love helping my guys any way I can.
Has it been a nice learning opportunity for you to be able to kind of watch everybody a little bit more than being out there playing and just being able to kind of observe a lot and see what's going on?
Yeah, I think it helped me, like, you actually get to know the game more. Yeah. Like, just by watching, like, you're like, oh, they should be doing this, and when I don't do it, it's like, oh. But, like, when I'm out there, I'm not really thinking about that. I'm only thinking about what I should be doing. So sitting down, just watching the games really helped me learn the game more.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be getting ready for your senior season coming up there at UVC, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that. As you look back, though, at your junior year, that had to be a lot of fun. A state championship game that had plenty of drama to it in that state title game. But wrapping up your junior year, how did it feel there at UVC for you?
Felt really great. I'm really happy that we got that state title. It was like, it was just, I loved our seniors, and that was one thing I really wanted to get them. It was one that, since we weren't able to do it in basketball, I was really hoping, this kind of be our junior gift to the seniors, is give them the state title and win the championship.
Yeah. You mentioned other sports there. Tell us obviously it sounds like you played basketball there at UVC. Have you been a multi-sport guy for a while? Any other sports that you like to get out there and do?
I just do baseball and basketball. I don't know if you count hunting as a sport, but that's one of my favorites.
Around here, I think we probably do.
But. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Basketball, we didn't really go as far as we wanted, but we decided to all the basketball guys decided to do baseball to maybe this as their last year, maybe just try to get something out of it, which we, of course, did. It was pretty great.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a lot of fun for you guys here during this last year. Outdoors, obviously, that is a big thing around here, hunting, fishing, all that kind of stuff. What's kind of some of the best memories you have of doing some of that kind of things?
One of them is just going down with baseball friends and going fishing, catching stuff, or going hunting with my dad and shooting up bears and elk and all that stuff. It's just great times and great memories you get and you never get at anywhere else.
Yeah.
So
it's fun to be out there, just kind of bonding with other people and getting a chance to be out in the woods, kind of just doing something a little bit different, huh?
Yeah, it definitely creates great bonds. I think it creates better bonds than doing baseball. And it's just something about being with your friend, is you and him, trying to do the same thing, looking for that buck or looking for that whatever you're looking for. It's just camping, and it's pretty great.
You get the chance to play here this summer with a couple of spring teammates and one of your coaches as well. Being able to have some of those familiar faces, what's that been like as Jacob Luther rolls baseball's bat us here?
It's been pretty good. He's definitely a knucklehead, Luther. But Coach York, it's great to have him. He's one of my favorite coaches I ever had. He's probably the best coach I ever met. But yeah, it's fun. It's just it's the same faces I had during baseball season, normal. And it's nice to meet new guys, but when you can play against the guys you played with spring, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, mixing in with new guys, what's that process been like for you? Is you get to know some of the other guys from around the county?
It's been actually pretty good. Actually, I made really good friends with like Drake. Me and him are really good friends, but now we hang out a lot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, making new friends is always good.
You been down to Riddle with him?
Oh, yeah. It's interesting down there.
Is he sharing fishing spots with you? That means that you guys are really buddies.
Yeah, we're actually, after tomorrow, we're actually going to go fishing in one of his fishing spots.
Oh.
So that'll be interesting.
Cool. Well, that should be fun for you.
Yeah.
I know, you're still going to have your senior year coming up there at UVC. So what are you looking forward about senior year as a high schooler?
I mean, I know we were losing a lot of our good guys. Like, we're losing, of course, Luther and Aaron, a lot of our pitching and stuff. But I'm really hoping that we'll be able to take it as far as we can and not just give up and give 100% effort. And that's all I could ask for from my teammates.
Yeah. Did the winning it this year, did it kind of give you a drive to get back there again next year?
Yeah, it gave me it definitely did, but it was also just kind of nice to be in my high school year. We have actually won a championship because like last year was if there was going to be any year to win one, it was going to be that year. So.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to it, and the chance for you to come back and play with the Docs again next summer. You're looking forward to that opportunity to get another year and another summer here with the Doc Stewarts?
Yeah, definitely need to work on some stuff and get better, and definitely just work on what I can do to be able to get more playing time.
Gotcha. Hey, best of luck to you coming up next year in your senior year and the rest of this season here with the Doc Stewarts. But thanks so much for allowing us to get a chance to get to know you a little bit better there. Casey Pettibone with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. We'll be back with more of the Supercuts pregame show here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyze and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Welcome you back here to Legion Field as we get ready to go for tonight's matchup. The Doc Stewarts welcome in the Klamath Falls Falcons. Final games of the regular season for both of these teams. Let's go ahead and take a look now at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. First for the Klamath Falls Falcons, Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Head coach Pete Whistler will start out with John Mark Tacchini in left field, followed by Caden Bolanos, the center fielder. Blake Loney, the catcher, bats third, followed by Drew Rabel, the DH, hitting fourth, batting for the starting pitcher, Caden Whitlock. At first base, Garrett Campbell batting fifth, Jagger Graham at second base hitting sixth, Cade Fanning at third base will be the seven-hitter. Gavin Graham at shortstop hitting eight, and Dylan Short in right field will bat ninth for the Falcons. And we are underway as the Falcons will face off against Cade Meisner on the mound for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. And Meisner started out with a couple of pitches that have missed. It's a 2-0 count here to the leadoff man, Tacchini. The 2-0 pitch swung on and missed by Tacchini, and he's got a 2-1 count. for Cade Meisner this season. The senior from Sutherland High School, 31 1/3 innings pitched, a 3-1 record. A line drive slap down the right field side. That'll be in for a base hit. Taking a turn at first, Takini will hold there. It's a leadoff single for the Falcons. Come in at 6-29 on the season. They are 3-15 in Area 4 play so far. But they have pulled off some big wins this season, and they get a leadoff single there for John Mark Takini. One on with nobody out. And Caden Bolanos will bat. The center fielder swings and misses on the first pitch. For Cade Meisner, mentioned the 3-1 record. He has made 5 starts. This will be his 6th. He comes in with a 3.57 ERA. He's got 23 strikeouts, 14 walks in those 31 innings. His 0-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner to give Caden Bolanos an 0-2 count. The Doc Stewarts has a team, an ERA 4.36, a little higher than they'd like, but that's not terrible. An 0-2 count now for Bolanos. He grounds one towards short. Backhand up the arm for Caden Johnson at shortstop. Tried to backhand that ball, unable to field it cleanly. And that'll be an error at shortstop for Johnson, unfortunately. Up to second base goes Takini. So nobody out and 2 on now. For Klamath Falls. And up to bat is Blake Loney, the catcher. Leadoff single for Takini, and then an error at short there on that ball in the hole. 0-1 pitch, fouled off by Loney. Gives him a quick 0-2 count here as we get things going in the top of the first inning. Take a look around the diamond for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the first. Behind the plate, signaling the pitch is in, is Spencer Six. The 0-2 pitch, Six sliding to his right, making sure he stays in front of that one. A ball and 2 strikes for Cade Meisner against Loney, trying to get the first out here in the first inning. His 1-2 pitch, just inside to even it up at 2-2. Out at first base, Jay Stoffel tonight for the Doc Stewarts. Jacob Luther at second. Caden Johnson at short. Cody Johnson at third. In the outfield from left to right, Drake Bourgeois, Jet Black, and Doran Gillespie. Ground ball up the middle, gets into center field. Jet will come up with it, bobbles it in front of him. They'll hold the runner at third, though, and the bases will be loaded with nobody out. Bobbled in center field by Jet, but it will not be an error. Nobody advancing on it. It'll be a single for Blake Loney. Bases juiced here in the first inning for the Falcons as they try to put some early pressure on the Doc Stewarts. Doc's likely in. Klamath Falls likely in. Maybe takes off a little bit of the pressure in this matchup as a first pitch breaking ball misses to Drew Rabel. But obviously, both these teams would like to pick up a win before they go into the postseason. As a foul ball evens up the count at 1-1 for Rabel, the DH, hitting in the cleanup position. The 1-1 on the outside corner for Meisner. A called strike. Gets him to 2 strikes once again against another batter. He has had a hard time, though, finishing off anybody so far. That ball into center field. The 1-2 is out to Jet Black, who will come charging in. He makes the catch, going to throw to the plate. The throw comes all the way through, but then off the line and unable to make a tag at the plate. Spencer Six just has to make sure that ball doesn't get by. John Mark Takini will come in to score for Klamath Falls on the sac fly by Drew Rabel. There's one away, and it's a 1-0 lead for Klamath Falls in the top of the first inning. Runners at first and second still with 1 down. Garrett Campbell will bat. First pitch to Campbell is in for strike 1. Docs last night in Game 1 against Medford fell behind 3-0, but were able to come back and win Game 1 in a walk-off. Fall behind here in Game 1 against Klamath Falls tonight. We'll have to try and come back. It's an 0-2 count at the plate for Campbell right now. Meisner looking for out number 2. Misses low and outside for a 1-2 count. Last night in Game 1 of their doubleheader against Grants Pass, Klamath Falls led in that matchup but gave up the lead late as a foul ball keeps it a 1-2 count here for Garrett Campbell, the first baseman. Klamath Falls was leading in that matchup, and then a big inning for Grants Pass put them in front 11-6. Klamath Falls got a couple of runs back, but ended up losing Game 1 against the Nuggets 11-8. They did come back and win Game 2 3-0. Ball fouled off, staying alive. Garrett Campbell with the 2-2 count. 1 out and runners at first and second. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. 2-2 to count with 1 away. That ball fouled up down the first base line and out of play. Garrett Campbell putting on quite the battle here against Cade Meisner. Meisner up to 23 pitches already here in the first inning. 1 run in so far on 2 hits and 1 error. Throw in is outside, and the count goes full. Bolanos out at second. Loney at first. Garrett Campbell at the plate with a 3-2 pitch. He takes low for ball 4. So Campbell will draw the walk. Bases loaded again for the Falcons. And out to the mound goes pitching coach Bo Kearns and Spencer Six to have a quick conversation. Beautiful day here at the ballpark. It's been a weird day here in the Umpqua Basin today. Started out this morning, it looked like you wake up to a little bit of rain out there, depending on what time you got up. I was sleeping in just a little bit after late night, after covering the Docs from last night. So by the time I got up, the rain was done, but you could tell it had rained overnight. It was gray and cloudy throughout much of the day. Constantly felt like we were going to get more rain. Expected to get into the 80s today, but it looks like we top out at about 77. We've got plenty of blue sky right now. It's a real nice night at the ballpark after what had been kind of a gray and dreary day through much of the day. It's 77 degrees, blue sky overhead here at Legion Field as the Docs take on the Falcons in the final games of the season here at Legion for the Docs. First pitch fouled off by Jagger Graham, the second baseman. Jagger will take strike 2 on the outside corner. Meisner has been able to get to 2 strikes against, I would almost venture to say, all of the batters so far in this first inning, but he's struggled to get the 3rd strike as a ground ball hit softly third base side, picked up by Cody Johnson, who fires it to first in time for the out. At third base, Johnson backing up Meisner on the mound, but a run will score on the infield ground out for Graham. Jagger grounding out to third, 5-3 the put out. Scoring was Caden Bolanos, 2-0. Klamath Falls in front. Up the third base went Blake Loney as a check swing at the plate for Cade Fanning gives him an 0-1 count. So you've got runners at first and second with 2 down. Excuse me, not first and second, but second and third. An 0-1 pitch missing low. 1-1 for Cade Fanning. Takes strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes from Meisner. Meisner trying to finish it off here. Again, another 2-strike count for him. Swing and a miss, and he'll get Fanning with the strikeout. First strikeout of the night for Cade Meisner. He faces 7 in the first inning, gives up a couple of runs. Doc Stewart's trail 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. We'll have your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Docs when we come back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Bottom of the first inning, Doc Stewart's trailing 2-0 against Klamath Falls. Let's take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for your Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Head coach Jeremiah Robbins will start off with Caden Johnson, the shortstop, at the top of the lineup. Spencer Six, the catcher, batting second. Doran Gillespie in right field will bat third, followed by the cleanup hitter Jonathan Stone, tonight's DH for the Docs, who will bat for starting pitcher Caden Meisner. Jet Black in center field, batting fifth, followed by Cody Johnson at third base. Jacob Luther hitting seventh at second base. At first base, batting eighth is Jay Stoffel, and your starting left fielder is Drake Bourgeois, who will round out the starting nine for the Doc Stewarts. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. They come in on a 6-game winning streak, 23-16 overall this season, 8-10 in Area 4 play. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. 2-0 is the lead for left-hander Caden Whitlock on the mound. Whitlock been given a nice start here for the Falcons. He'll work out of the windup on his first pitch to Caden Johnson, who is notoriously eager to get after the first pitch he sees in a ball game. He takes high for ball one, and we are underway in the bottom of the first inning of this contest. The 1-0 is taken for a strike on the outside corner up near the top of the zone, a 1-1 count for Johnson. Caden Johnson, .379 batter this season. Hits a chopper foul on the third base side for strike two. Johnson's coming off of a big night yesterday, and that's what raises his average up to almost 380 there. Caden Johnson, game one of a doubleheader against Medford, was 3 for 4. In game two, he was 3 for 4 in game two. So he had a nice night at the plate last night as he'll hit one to right field. That goes right off the glove for the right fielder, Dylan Short, and into second base will go Johnson. Not sure if maybe he lost it in the sun in right field. Right field is definitely the sun field there, but that looked like it was in his glove for sure, and then I don't know if it nicked off the side, went just right by him, but he was underneath that one, and it goes by. That'll be a two-base error for the right fielder, Dylan Short. Will run around the diamond defensively for Klamath Falls here in the bottom of the first. One on with nobody out. Now a ball ripped down the right field side. Just foul for Spencer Six. Spencer will come up to bat with an 0-1 count now after the foul ball. Spencer had a tough day at the plate yesterday. Had just a couple of unlucky hits. Right two guys, hard hit balls. Right two guys grounding into a couple of double plays. Just got unlucky on hard hit line drives. It was a tough night at times at the plate, but he did have the game-winning hit in game one. In the bottom of the eighth, Docs walk off with a 5-4 victory against Medford yesterday, and the win provided by an RBI single from Spencer Six. He digs back in with a 1-1 count. Takes low. That ball kicks off the shin pad for the catcher, Blake Loney, around at third. Caden Johnson will hold there. Man at third base. Doc's trailing 2-0 at the moment, but they have their first run of the game now 90 feet from home. Spencer Six this season hitting .309 for the Docs. His average has been steadily climbing. Started out the summer very, very slow for him, but he has definitely been coming around. As he takes high for a 3-1 count. The one thing that has not faltered for Spencer Six this summer has been his walk rate. 31 walks on the season. As he'll take one there on the 3-1 pitch. Make it 32. 32 walks in 150 plate appearances. So that's 20% of the time. Is that? I'm terrible at math, so don't judge me there, folks. I'm sorry. Bottom of the first, runners at first and third after the walk to Spencer Six brings up Doran Gillespie. Swing and a miss for Gillespie on the first pitch. Doran had a nice game in Game 1 against Medford last night, but Game 2, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he went 0 for in the second game. 0 for 4 in the second game of that doubleheader, so he's trying to bounce back. Gillespie hitting .336 on the year. The 0-1 pitch to him from Whitlock bounces in for a 1-1 count. Docs with the game-tying run at first in Spencer Six. At third base is Caden Johnson reaching on a leadoff error to right field. The 1-1 for Gillespie. Inside corner from the lefty Whitlock for strike two. Blake Loney is behind the plate tonight in Game 1 for Klamath Falls. Garrett Campbell out at first. Jagger Graham at second. Gavin Graham at short. Cade Fanning at third. In the outfield from left to right, John Mark Tacchini, Caden Bolanos, and Dylan Short. A pickoff throw to first. Six sees it coming from the lefty and heads back to the bag in time. Hey, look at that. My math skills aren't as terrible as I thought they were. Spencer Six has walked 21% of his trips to the plate. So the 1-2 to Gillespie's in the air, out to left field. Well struck. Going back is Tacchini. He'll square it up, turns his shoulders, gets underneath it, but does not have a good base to be able to make a throw back in. And that sac fly will drive in the first run of the game for the Doc Stewarts. Johnson scores from third. Gillespie will pick up another RBI. He's got 35 on the season now. Leads the team. Second place is Jonathan Stone at 29. Stone will come up to bat next with a man at first and one away. Doc's trailing 2-1. Spencer Six still at first. First pitch to Stone is outside and low for a 1-0 count. So that's really, I would assume a 20% walk rate is not too bad for a batter. There's another pitch low for Stone, a 2-0 count for him. But that has definitely been an area that Spencer Six has always been very good at. A very disciplined eye at the plate. With the Roseburg Indians during the spring season, he was the team leader in walks there as well. 3-0 count for Jonathan Stone right now against Caden Whitlock. Stone coming in, second game back from an elbow injury that kept him out for 5 games. Jonathan hitting .340 on the season, 29 RBIs, 16 doubles for him. That's the team high there. He'll take a 3-0 strike. And now we'll wait to see if he gets a pitch that he can drive on the 3-1 count from Whitlock. The lefty Whitlock comes set, delivers to the plate. Stone gets it ball up in the air, fouled away to make it a full count. Gray jerseys today for the visiting Falcons. Gray tops, the gray trousers. They've got the red numbers on the back. Falcons across their chest in red in the button-up tops. 3-2 here to Stone. Runner going. The swing and a miss. The throw him out, strike him out. No. Spencer Six in safely to second base. Stealing the bag there. But at the plate, Jonathan Stone striking out. 2 down for the Docs and a man in scoring position. Jet Black will come up to bat. Third most RBIs on the team for the Doc Stewarts with 28. Jet Black also second most walks on the team at 22. He bats with 2 down and a man at second. 1 run in so far for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch is well high from Whitlock. Docs baseball here this evening brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. The 1-0 pitch fouled away by Jet gives him a 1-1 count. Here at Legion Field. Nice crowd showing up on a Thursday night. This is the final games at Legion Field for the Doc Stewarts this season. Mentioned that we're like 99.9% sure that they're in the postseason. They will be with 1 win, that is for sure, as a ball grounded foul down the third base side for Jet. But even if the Docs make the postseason, they have no chance of getting a home super regional, so they'll be on the road for the super regional round. And if they get through that, they would be in Klamath Falls for the state tournament coming up the 27th through the 31st. So these will be the last games here at home this season for the Docs. The 1-2 is in the dirt from Whitlock. Jet will have a 2-2 count. So these will be your last games on this turf here at Legion Field for these guys. Talked a couple of times with some of them, especially the infielders. I think they're ready to see what turf feels like. It's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball for Jet. He goes down for out number 3. A back-to-back strikeouts for Caden Whitlock gets him out of the first inning. Docs get 1 run back, but that's all they'll manage. 1 run on no hits. There was 1 Klamath Falls error and 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. Go to the top of the second, 2-1 our score. Klamath Falls in front on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Got 5-4 win over Montana today with, as well, facing Canada 17-0.
Top of the second inning, Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Leading things off will be Gavin Graham. First pitch swinging. Foul ball down the right field side. That ball threatened to fall in right on the other side of the chalk line, out of the reach of Doran Gillespie. It was one of those balls that tails towards the line, and you think, oh, that's a long run for those corner outfielders. It's going to be trouble if they can't get there. But that ball just landing foul for Gavin Graham, the shortstop. 8-9 one-hitters due up for the Falcons here in the second. They lead 2-1 against the Doc Stewarts. Cade Meisner on the mound in his second inning. He misses outside, a 1-1 count for Meisner. High and inside for ball 2. Klamath Falls is going to be hosting the state tournament. they were scheduled to host last year as time called before the next pitch for Meisner. Klamath Falls was scheduled to host the tournament last year, but due to it ended up having a schedule conflict with the Klamath Falls Gems, a college woodbat team down there. There's a ball off the handle towards second base. Got to make a quick play. The bare hand and the throw from Luther not going to be in time. It went off the glove, and I think it might have hit the runner as he was going past the bag, and that keeps it from getting away from Jay Stoffel at first, but an infield single for Gavin Graham. It was a ball that just carried past Meisner on the mound, and then it was short enough for Jacob Luther that he just had such a long run to get to it, had to make it a bang-bang play to first, and Luther did a nice job with the bare hand and the throw to first, but just a little off target and a little too late, unfortunately. So you've got one on the third hit of the game for Klamath Falls. A pitch in the dirt from Meisner for a 1-0 count against the 9-hitter Dylan Short. Short, the starting right fielder. Squaring to bunt. Takes outside for a 2-0 count. A throw back to first. Stoffel with a swiping tag, not in time. So Klamath Falls will be hosting the state tournament. They were scheduled to host last year, but because of that scheduling conflict with the Gems, the tournament got moved here to Roseburg, and the Doc Stewarts got to host the tournament. Klamath Falls now getting, you could say, in a way, repayment for not getting the tournament last year, so they get to host it this year. And we'll see what happens in the future. There has been talks of the local American Legion program here in Roseburg trying to get some sort of long-term deal to get the tournament hosted here at Legion Field, but no final words on that as a bunt attempt goes foul to give Dylan Short a 2-1 count. So no official word on any future plans for the state tournament as of yet, but the Docs, I know, have discussed that possibility. Especially with new turf field, this obviously is going to be a kind of a shining gem in the world of prep baseball in the state of Oregon. Not showing a bunt on the 2-1 pitch. Dylan Short takes low and inside for a 3-1 count from Cade Meisner. Klamath Falls already on top, 2-1 here in the top of the second inning. Meisner's 3-1 pitch is high for ball 4. Second walk issued by Meisner. Out to second base goes Gavin Graham.
The next batter, leadoff hitter.
With nobody out, runners at first and second as Klamath Falls puts some pressure on for a second consecutive inning. Top of the order, it'll be John Mark Tacchini, who hit a line drive, slapped it down the right field side, opposite field for the right-handed batter. Had the leadoff single in the first, came around and scored the first run of the game. Breaking ball from Meisner, gets across for strike one to start out the at-bat. Already some early action in the bullpen for the Docs. Garrett Zyman out there warming up. Meisner's 0-1 delivery to Tacchini. He'll step off. At second base is Gavin Graham. At first base, Dylan Short. Single and a walk so far for the Falcons in the second. The 0-1 from Meisner is hit foul down the right field side for strike two. So Klamath Falls hosting the tournament. They hosted 2 years ago. They were last place in Area 4 2 years ago. They had a 2-18 record in league play. As a pickoff move to second, Luther with a swipe on the tag, but not in time to get Graham at the bag. Klamath Falls 2 years ago, they were probably seen as a bit of a doormat walking into the state tournament, and Grant's pass took them too lightly. Klamath Falls pulled off a win in the first round of the tournament, but then lost their next 2 games, but they did surprise most everybody as they looked down to first. John Mark Tacchini on the 0-2 curveball did not go after the pitch, according to our umpire at first base. A 1-2 count now for Meisner. So it's kind of a similar situation this year around, a 3-15 league record for Klamath Falls so far. There's a 2-2 count, a pitch missing outside for Meisner against Tacchini. Klamath Falls last place in Area 4, hosting the state tournament again in the first round. you don't want to be the team that takes them too lightly. They have pulled off some big wins this season. 2-2, ball up the middle, goes by Caden Johnson on his diving attempt. Jet Black comes up with it. He'll throw to second, and the ball goes through. They let it go through. I'm not sure if his intended throw goes to second or if he just released the ball lower than he wanted to. The ball rolls all the way to the mound where it's picked up by Stoffel, and he hands it back to Meisner. It's an RBI single for John Mark Tacchini to put Klamath Falls up 3-1.
Next batter, number 12, Caden Bolanos.
Scoring was Gavin Graham from second. Up to second base goes Dylan Short. On at first is Tacchini. 3-1 the score. And we've got a visit to the mound, and that's going to be the end of the day here for Cade Meisner, it looks like. Short outing for Meisner. He'll hand the baseball off. It'll be Garrett Zimet that'll come in and take over for Meisner. Tough start to the ball game. Giving up a number of hits here early on in the game for Meisner and a couple of walks. Just didn't have the stuff he wanted to start things off here today. He comes out of the game here in the second. Garrett will take over. We will get you a line on Meisner and set the situation when we come back after this quick 60-second break. A call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Garrett Zimet will take over on the mound for Cade Meisner. Garrett comes in, 21 innings worked. He's got an 0-2 win-loss record, making his 12th appearance. His ERA a little bloated at 8.33, but he'll try to bring that down here. 20 strikeouts, 26 walks. He inherits runners at first and second with nobody out. In the top of the second inning, Klamath Falls already up 3-1 on top of the Doc Stewarts. Caden Bolanos, the first man to face the new pitcher for the Docs. Zimet, a right-hander from Roseburg High School. Bolanos reached on an error in the first inning and eventually came around to score. He steps in here with runners at first and second. Nobody out. The second pitch of the at-bat popped up high in the air, right side of the infield, and it is caught by Jacob Luther for the first out. So Zimet gets an out on 2 pitches. 1 away with runners still at first and second. Nobody advancing on the infield pop-up.
The next batter, number 22, catcher Blake
1 away,
Loney.
and up next will be Blake Loney, the catcher. He's 1 for 1 in the game. Hits here with a couple of guys on. Takes a strike on the first pitch from Zimet. So for Cade Meisner, he works just 1 inning officially. Did not get an out in the second. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned. Meisner walked 2 and struck out 1. He'll be on the hook for the loss unless the Doc Stewarts can come back and win game 1. It's a foul ball on the 0-2 pitch to Loney. So he has the 0-2 count here against Garrett Zimet. The 0-2 delivery in the dirt on the breaking ball. Couldn't get him to chase. Last night, Blake Loney, 2 for 4 in game a Game 1 loss against Grants Pass. He was 1 for 3 in Game 2, so 3 hits total for him last night against the Nuggets. Takes a pitch outside for a 2-2 count. Zimet delivers. That ball in the air to center field. Jogging to the position, Jet Black makes the catch at second base. Dylan Short doesn't even attempt to try and draw much of a throw there. He just stands on the bag, 2 down. So Zimet has come in, retired the first 2 batters he faces, and will try to make it 3 straight as he faces Drew Rabel here. Had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Rabel will try to see if he can keep this second inning going and add more to a 3-1 advantage for the Falcons so far. He's got a man in scoring position at second base, Dylan Short. Zimet's first pitch is fouled away. That pitching change for the Docs here in the second inning is brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Strike 2 taken at the knees on the outside corner. We'd like to say thank you to Shelby and Migulena Construction for their long time sponsorship of Doc Stewart's Baseball. Always great sponsors of the games here on the radio and online. Just missed on strike 3 for Zimet. Off the edge of the plate, a 1-2 count. Zimet set. Will deliver. That ball line to left field on the run. A diving attempt from Bourgeois. He could not hold on to it. Trapped it underneath him. And running from second, Dylan Short will come in to score on the single by Drew Rabel. A head-first dive in left field by Bourgeois. Almost got to that one, but it just popped out of his glove as he was coming down. Trapped it underneath him. And Rabel will get another RBI on the day. A second run in here in the second. It's 4-1. Klamath falls in front. That run will go to Cade Meisner's total. Takini went to second on the single. He's at second. Rabel at first. At the plate, a 1-1 count for Garrett Campbell. Breaking ball low. 2 balls and a strike for Campbell. Campbell drew a walk his first time up, and he's ahead 3-1 in this at-bat against Zimet. A 2-2. Must have missed the strike call in the last one, so trying to wrap it up here. Zimet, a ground ball towards short, taken by Johnson, flips to Luther. That will finish things off in the top of the second for Klamath Falls. But the Falcons, they're putting the pressure on early here against the Doc Stewarts. They get 2 more runs on 3 hits, no Doc Stewart errors, and 2 men left on base. It's 4-1 going to the bottom of the second inning on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Cody Johnson.
Bottom of the third inning, Docks baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Leading things off is Cody Johnson against Caden Whitlock, who now has a 3-run lead to work with. 4-1 our score as we start the bottom of the second. Johnson, a 2-0 count to work with. At the plate this season, Cody Johnson batting .314. Takes in the dirt for a 3-0 count. Docks have brought their average up as a team a few points, up to .310 on the season. 3-0 count for Johnson. Whitlock's pitch, the lefty, is going to get a strike on the outside corner to keep the at-bat going. .3-1 pitch, outside for ball 4. So Johnson draws a leadoff walk. And Cody Johnson drawing his 8th walk of the season.
The next batter
gives the Doc Stewarts a leadoff man on base for a second consecutive inning. Jacob Luther will bat. The second baseman will not show a bunt. Swinging away on the first pitch. Fouls it off for strike 1. Playing in at third is Cade Fanning, expecting a sacrifice bunt here for the Docs, who trail by 3. Stepping off the rubber at the mound, it's Whitlock out there. He's got Cody Johnson on a string out there. Johnson diving back in, but there was no throw. Then as he was trying to take his lead again, Whitlock stepped off again, and Johnson had to go back 2 steps to get back to the bag. Pitch high for a 1-1 count for Luther. Jacob Luther coming in this season. .294 batting average. He's been bringing it back up. Luther started out the season very hot for the Docs, then has gone through a slump, but he has brought his average back up, getting close to that 300 mark again. So he takes in the dirt for a 2-1 count. There's some talk here in the press box about stolen bases this season. Asking who on the team led that category. And it's the leadoff man, Caden Johnson, that has the most on the season. 6 total. A 2-1 pitch. Cody Johnson's at first. Ground ball towards second. It's a slow roller. Tried to make a tag. They throw to first for the double play. They'll get it. And Cody Johnson is shocked that he's called out at second. It looked like he slid underneath the tag from Jagger Graham, but he's called out, and it's a double play for the Falcons. Jagger making the tag at second, and now Coach Robbins asking for an explanation. They'll say he got him on the shoulder. So 1 away. Luther grounding into a double play. I thought for a chance the Docs might have an opportunity to beat that one with it being a slow roller towards second. But Graham making the defensive play for 2 down. Jay Stoffel will bat an 0-1 count. He takes outside. Evens it up at 1-1. So Luther grounding into a double play. Wipes the bases clean. 2 down now for the Docs as they try to dig their way out of this 4-1 deficit. 2-1 count at the plate for Stoffel. Takes outside for a 3-1 count. Whitlock trying to stay in this at-bat is 3-1. High for ball 4. A 2-out walk issued with nobody on base. Second walk of the second inning, 3rd walk of the game for Caden Whitlock. Right now the numbers not necessarily stellar for Whitlock, but he has shut down the Docs so far. They have not been able to get a hit, but out to the mound, the Falcons will send out their coach to have a conversation here briefly. With 2 down in the second and the team leading 4-1. It feels as if things shouldn't be the way they are right now in this ball game. At 4-1, the Docs currently trailing against Klamath Falls. But they've gotten a lot of runners on base. But they just haven't been able to get a hit. So kind of an odd start to this ball game. Obviously on the other side, Klamath Falls, 5 hits already in the ball game. They have earned their way to taking a lead in this one. The Doc Stewarts on the other side feel like they should be closer than the 4-1 deficit based off of what's been going on in the game, but defense has been helping out the Falcons so far. The meeting will be broken up. Doc Stewart's Baseball has been brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707.
And sponsorship that they give to our American Legion baseball team.
One runner on for the Docs with 2 down. They trail by 3. It's the 9-hitter Drake Bourgeois to the plate. First pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Drake Bourgeois, .299 is batting average this season. He's gotten 12 RBI. Just 1 extra base hit so far for him. The 0-1 count from Whitlock, taken for ball 1. Sun shining here at Legion Field, but shadows starting to creep out from left field as they do. The 1-1 pitch. Whitlock gets a foul ball out of Bourgeois for strike 2. Docs, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm going to have to scroll back in my scorebook here, back to that early trip we made down to Klamath Falls this season. I believe they faced Caden Whitlock in that doubleheader down there at Kiger. The 1-2, Bourgeois swing and a miss, finishes off the inning. Well, they'll leave one stranded. Docs trail 4-1 as we head to the top of the third in game 1 of our doubleheader here tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Back with the top of the third inning on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Top of the third inning. 4-1 the lead for Klamath Falls. Today's game brought to you by Cruise Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. Caden Whitlock has been having a good game against the Docs so far. Now he'll look to see if his offense can continue to help him out. Klamath Falls will send the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate. Jagger Graham will lead things off. He turned a double play himself out at second base there in the bottom of the second. He takes the first pitch for ball 1 from Garrett Zyman, who's taken over on the mound for Cade Meisner. Zyman misses low on his second pitch, a 2-0 count for Graham, who's 0 for 1 at an infield ground out for an RBI. Hits a one-hopper to short. Caden over to Stoffel for out number 1. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Jagger Graham also loses his helmet on down the line on his race to first. Yeah, I believe he did that the first time he was up as well. May need to figure out a different helmet size if that's the case. 1 away. Cade Fanning will bat. Fanning striking out in the first. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Fouls off the second pitch, an 0-2 count for him. Garrett Zimet, he's very slender, that is for sure, but he's a lot taller than he seems to look. He's taller than me, so that makes me feel short. There's a pitch high for a 1-2 count. Looks like he's got a smaller frame, but he's so slender. Just finishing his sophomore season at Roseburg High School. So he works strike 3 across. He'll get Fanning looking this time for strike 3. Fanning has struck out twice. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Call them at 541-459-4039. 2 down, and Gavin Graham will bat. First pitch misses to Graham. Graham got on with an infield single as he swings and fouls it back to the netting for strike 1. Gavin had the single that went to Jacob Luther at second base. Luther had to charge in on it, but the ball was just a slow roller through the infield. Took him forever to get there. He barehanded and made the throw to first, but was not in time to get Graham. 2-1 pitch coming up here for Zimet. Just off the edge, and the count goes 3-1. A 3-1 from Zimet. Low for ball 4 and a 2-out walk issued. First walk for Zimet, who's given up 1 hit so far. 1 on with 2 down. The 9-hitter Dylan Short walked in his at-bat in the second. He will hit here, trying to see if the Falcons can keep the third inning going, leading 4-1 already. First pitch swinging for Short is in the air to center field. Jogging in, Jet Black makes the catch. Final out there, Docs will keep Klamath Falls off the board in the third inning. It's a 4-1 score in favor of the Falcons. Docs coming up to bat when we return on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Dr. Stewart's will head back to the top of their lineup as we begin the third inning. Tonight's contest brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. And ask Jane about her Viking River Cruise from Budapest to Amsterdam coming up in April. Leadoff man Caden Johnson, a 1-0 count as he takes the first pitch from Caden Whitlock. The lefty Whitlock delivers the 1-0 ground ball towards second. Jagger Graham in front. Throws to first to retire Johnson. The Doc Stewart still without a hit in this ball game against Whitlock. I did look it up. Caden Whitlock did pitch against the Doc Stewarts when they were down in Klamath Falls for the league doubleheader early on in the season. Whitlock pitched just an inning and a third. There's a foul ball for Spencer Six, gives him an 0-1 count. Six is 0 for 0 in the game with a walk in the first. Whitlock pitched an inning and a third, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits in that time, and he had walked 2. So the Doc Stewarts did have success against him. Not so much today so far. A 1-1 pitch taken inside for Spencer, gives him a 2-1 count. Spencer got on, stole second, but was left stranded at second base in the first inning. The 2-1 to him here. Chops it towards first. It gets through between first and second. On with the single for Spencer 6. Docs have their first hit of the ball game against Caden Whitlock.
Next batter, right fielder Doran Gillespie.
So 6 gets on. Doran Gillespie had a sac fly in the first to drive in the only run of the game so far for the Docs. He'll try to muscle one out there for an extra base hit. That has been his specialty. See if they can move Spencer around the bases. First pitch for Whitlock. Strike on the inside corner from the lefty to the righty. Doran, I mentioned 0 for 4 in Game 2 last night, but in the opening game, he had an RBI triple against Medford. Leads the team in triples this season. Back up the middle, but it takes a one hop to the shortstop, and Gavin Graham will turn 2. Now the Doc Stewarts will find themselves cut down once again. Unlucky there for Gillespie. The shortstop, Gavin Graham, takes it on the one hop, touch to the bag, throws to first to Garrett Campbell, and that will retire the side for the Doc Stewarts. So they are unable to manage much in the third inning despite getting their first hit of the ball game against Caden Whitlock. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Docs. Through 3 innings of play, it's 4-1. Klamath falls in front of the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
First pitch of the fourth inning, John Mark Tacchini hits a line drive right to third baseman Caden Johnson to lead off the fourth inning of work for the Doc Stewarts. On the mound is Garrett Zimet. Zimet now into his third inning of work. He's got 2 fulls. A soft liner for the 2-hitter Caden Bolanos will get over the top of shortstop Caden Johnson for a base knock. Bolanos now 1 for 3 in the game.
Next batter, catcher Blake Loney.
And 2 pitches to end the fourth inning, 1 out and 1 on for Klamath Falls. They lead 4-1 in this contest. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second for the Falcons, all of those going against Cade Meisner. Docs have managed just 1 hit in the ball game against Caden Whitlock, and they score 1 run unearned in the first. First pitch for Zimet now against the 3-hitter Blake Loney is low and outside, a 1-0 count. And apparently we had a softball hit from the rec league softball fields over on the other side here, and that'll have to be returned. So stoppage in the play there, but we're back to it. 1-0 count for Blake Loney with a man at first. Dead ball. That ball fouled off, I believe, there for strike 1. Came in on Loney. He started to get into a bit of a swing there, tried to back out of the way, but that ball hitting off of his bat. He's got a 1-1 count. Pickoff throw to first by Zimet, not in A 1-1 pitch, another throw that direction. Not in time yet again for Zyman as he checks on Bolanos. Take a look at your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here in just a moment. The 1-1 runner is going. They pitch out. The throw to second. Got him. They're in time for Spencer. A little bit high, but beat him by a mile. And Bolanos tossed out trying to steal second base. They had that one pegged. Luther making the tag out at second base on the throw by Spencer, and there's 2 down, bases empty. It's a 2-1 count at the plate for Blake Loney. The 2-1 fouled away, making its way into the seats. So the only other Area 4 games going on tonight in actual league games is Medford at Grants Pass. A 2-2 pitch just misses the breaking ball outside for Zyman. We'll do it again on a full count pitch. So we'll have an update here. We'll get it to you in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll update you on Medford and Grants Pass in game 1 of their doubleheader there. 3-2 pitch is fouled away. We'll stay on the 3-2 count. Only 4. These are the final 4 league games of the entire state, I do believe, deciding the final 2 playoff spots. As a 3-2 pitch is high for ball 4. Medford is battling for their spot in the postseason. Grants Pass still has a sliver of hope to trying to get in the postseason as well. Like we said, fairly certain with tiebreakers in their favor. The Doc Stewarts, I believe, fairly certain should be in the postseason. First pitch breaking ball for strike 1 from Zyman against Drew Rabel after the 2-out walk issued. For Zyman, it's his 2nd walk issued of the game. So far, he's given up 2 hits and 2 walks. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball again. It misses in the dirt for a 1-1 count against Rabel. Rabel last night, I believe, had a home run against Grants Pass. Yeah, had a home run. Drove in 3 in game 1 as a ground ball. The third baseman, Cody Johnson, gets away from him into left field. That'll be an error at third for the Docs. And this 4th inning continues on. Second error of the game for the Doc Stewarts. Runners at first and second now for the Falcons. First pitch, a swing and a miss out of Garrett Campbell. Campbell in the game 0 for 1. Walked and reached on a fielder's choice. He takes strike 2. He's been on base twice. He's hitting here with runners at first and second, 2 away. Klamath falls already up 4-1 as we're in the top of the 4th. He puts this one in the air down the first base line, and Jay Stoffel will hang on. Stoffel right in the base path. Campbell had to run around him. I worried that maybe Stoffel might get distracted, but he keeps his focus and makes the catch for the final out. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Doc's trailing at 4-1. Klamath Falls threatens here in the 4th inning, but leaves 2 men stranded. Back after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
So if you notice out there in the grandstands, we have the 50-50 commissioners out there.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Docs Baseball brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. Doc Stewart's currently trailing Klamath Falls 4-1, looking to get some offense going. Doc's only with one unearned run so far against Caden Whitlock. At the plate, Jonathan Stone hits a chopper towards second. It's misplayed by Jagger Graham. Had to charge in to try and make that play. It rolled up the arm, and that'll be an error. Another one for Klamath Falls. That'll be their second of the game. Both teams with 2 errors in this contest so far.
Stone
Stone
base, now batting number 18, Jack
reaching base for the first time. He struck out in the first against Whitlock, so gets on base for the first time today. Second time through the lineup for the Doc Stewarts so far. Whitlock, the lefty, has been really keeping the Docs off balance in this one so far. Jet Black at the plate. He struck out in the first inning. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch inside from Whitlock to go to 2-0. So checking in with our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. Checking in from Grants Pass, get you a score, the 1-1. Oh, excuse me, it was a 1-1 count. That pitch was low and got through the legs of the catcher, Blake Loney. That gives Jonathan Stone enough space to be able to take second. Jet Black with a 2-1 count now. Guess that ball in the inside corner was called for a strike. Wild pitch moving Stone to second base. 2 balls and a strike for Jet. Fouls off the pitch, off the plate. It bounces up over the top of the umpire and the catcher. Back to the dish will go Jet Black with the 2-2 count. So down in Grants Pass, Medford leading Grants Pass 5-3 in the bottom of the third is our last reported score in that one. 5-3, Medford in front. If Medford wins, then the Docs for sure are in. Docs either need a win or a Grants Pass loss to just put all doubt out of our minds, and the Doc Stewarts would be in the postseason if Medford wins Game 1 against Klamath Falls there. No matter what happens for the Docs in this one, if Medford wins Game 1, Docs are in. 3-2 pitch for Jet. He takes in the dirt for ball 4. Back to second base goes Jet Black. Goes Jonathan Stone. With that pitch in the dirt, he had an extra lead, but heads back to the bag. Walk issued by Whitlock.
The next batter, number 2.
For Whitlock, that is his 4th walk of the game. That has been the one area he has struggled with, but only allowed 1 hit so far. A couple of errors have hurt him as well, but it's only hurt him for 1 run as Klamath Falls leads 4-1. At the plate, Cody Johnson squared to bunt. He takes inside for ball 1. Johnson steps out to look down to third to get the direction from Coach Robbins. Cody drew a walk in the second inning in his first at-bat. The 1-0 pitch. He squares to bunt again. He puts it down third base side. That's a great bunt. Bare-hand attempt by Whitlock, and he can't make the play. It'll be an infield single for Johnson. A little bit of fortune there for the Doc Stewarts after having a couple of hard luck moments early in this game. And Cody Johnson will get on with the infield single on the bunt. Tried to lay down a bunt for a sacrifice. Whitlock just couldn't get the bare hand play to make the throw to first on that great bunt there by Johnson. Bases loaded with nobody out, and Jacob Luther pops one foul territory. It's caught, and Jonathan Stone's going to tag and head to the plate. He'll score. Everybody else moves up 90 feet as well. So Jacob Luther will draw an RBI as he popped up into foul territory. Garrett Campbell at first made the catch, but he couldn't quite get his balance after he made the catch on the run. Stumbled a bit in the Red Rock, and he couldn't make a throw back to the diamond to try and hold the runners. And Stone able to score easily. Everybody else up 90 feet. So the Docs get a run. They trail 4-2. Runners at second and third with one out. And batting will be Drake Bourgeois, who takes high for ball one.
Well, Jacob Luther with the sacrifice fly. Now batting number 9, Jay Stoffel.
It's Jay Stoffel, not Bourgeois at the plate. It's Jace up there. 1-0 pitch. He swings and misses at the breaking ball low and outside. Gives him a 1-1 count. So Stone scored. Up to third went Jet Black. To second went Cody Johnson. Docs down by 2. Strike on the inside corner to Stoffel. Gives him a 1-2 count. Best opportunity to try and add some runs since the first inning here for the Doc Stewarts. Had the bases loaded with nobody out. They've gotten one so far. The 1-2 from Stoffel inside, almost got a piece of him. A 2-2 count. The 2-2 delivery. Up in the air for Stoffel. Foul territory. Chasing the catcher. Making a sliding attempt. Blake Loney on his shin guard. Sliding in front of his own dugout. Does not get to that ball. Stoffel will have another chance at the plate here with a 2-2 count. I'm not sure if Loney decided to let that one drop. He had a chance, it looked like, to maybe at least get a glove on it. But he would have been in a tough spot to maybe try and make a play back to the plate. You could have possibly seen Jet Black try to score on a tag. Our Docs have already scored on one foul ball catch. Tagging and advancing was Jonathan Stone. They might have had a chance at a second there if that ball was caught by Loney. Fell in for a foul ball, and so it's now a 3-2 count for Jay Stoffel as he took high for ball 3. His 3-2 pitch coming up from Whitlock. Low and outside for ball 4. Bases are loaded. Loaded again with one out. And now Drake Bourgeois will bat. Stoffel has drawn 2 walks in the game so far. For Jay Stoffel, he's up to now 21 walks on the season.
Drake Bourgeois.
Bourgeois will bat. He struck out in the second. First pitch swinging, a line drive snagged out of the air, and a race to second base for the double play. Jagger Graham will make another double play. And the Doc Stewarts have had some hard luck in this ball game so far. That one, a line drive shot snagged out of the air by Graham at second, just up the middle. If that one is 6 inches more towards second base, it gets into center field, and we got a whole new ball game. But Graham able to snag that one and able to easily double off Cody Johnson at second base for the final out. Docs get one back, though, as they trail 4-2 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader between the Docs and the Falcons on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate
Number 7, Jagger Graham.
Top of the 5th inning, Doc's Baseball, brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Jagger Graham, after his defensive stop in the middle of the infield, will start things off in the top of the 5th against Garrett Zimet. First pitch fouled away to start the 5th inning. Graham has made a couple of double plays up the middle. That one robbing a line drive shot from Drake Bourgeois and then racing to the bag to double off Cody Johnson, who I'm sure thought that ball was getting through for a base knock. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss for Graham, and he's got himself an 0-2 count. Earlier in the game, Graham also grabbed a ground ball at him, made a tag against Cody Johnson, and then threw to first to get Jacob Luther for a double play. And so he has turned 2 double plays pretty much on his own so far this evening. A 1-2 count. Jagger a check swing at a pitch in the dirt. He did not go around. A 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Zimet's delivery. Just low on the outside corner. The count goes full. The full count pitch from Zimet. Swung on. Graham puts this ball to left field where Bourgeois will make the catch for out number 1. Up next will be Cade Fanning, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Well, the final standings in Area 4 are fairly close to being wrapped up. We know who first and second is. We know who last is. It's going to be between Docks, Medford, and Grants Pass to find out who is 3, 4, and 5. The first pitch for Fanning is fouled away. First place was decided last night between Eugene and Willamette Valley. The 1-1 count, pitch missing low and outside for Fanning against Zimet. Willamette Valley won game 1, 12-2. Another foul ball there, makes it a 1-2 count. 12-2 in game 1 for Willamette Valley. That forced a winner take the championship game 2 in that doubleheader from Sweet Johnson Stadium, and Eugene shuts out Willamette Valley 3-0 in the nightcap to win the Area 4 championship. Ground ball fought off right side. Jacob Luther to the ball to Stoffel for the out. 4-3 the put out. Gavin Graham will bat with nobody on and 2 down. So Eugene wins the Area 4 championship. For Eugene, it's their first title since 2016. Medford has won 3 out of the last 4, but the title here this year for Eugene breaks up back-to-back titles for the Medford Mustangs. His first pitch, a breaking ball, hits the top of the zone for Zimet against Gavin Graham for strike 1. Eugene and Willamette Valley went from 5th and 6th place last year. That's last and second to last. Eugene was second to last, and Willamette Valley was last place last year, to finishing 1st and 2nd this year in Area 4. Nice turnaround for both of those Eugene-Springfield teams there. There's a 2-1 count at the plate right now against Gavin Graham. Garrett Zimet trying to get a 1-2-3 frame here in the top of the 5th. Swinging after a pitch high, fouled off for a 2-2 count for Graham. So a nice turnaround from one season to the next for Eugene and Willamette Valley. It went from being the bottom 2 teams to the top 2 teams. And Eugene winning their first title in 3 seasons. In the last 4 years, though, they're the only team besides Medford to win an Area 4 title. Full count pitch coming up here for Gavin Graham. Zimet out of his windup with nobody on and 2 down. That ball into center, or nope, it's in the air. It's going to stay on the infield. Charging in, it'll be Jay Stoffel to make the catch. The first baseman scoops it out of the air And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Simon against the bottom half of the lineup for Klamath Falls. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Go to the bottom of the fifth. Doc still trailing 4-2 against Klamath Falls on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Top of the order coming up for the Doc Stewarts. Caden Johnson will lead things off against Caden Whitlock. 4-2 the score. Just 2 hits in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts against Whitlock, who misses outside for a 2-0 count. Out to the mound will go Blake Loney to have a conversation with his pitcher. Johnson at the plate 0 for 2 in this ballgame. Doc's Baseball brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. You can get those down at the Lions Den when you're here at Legion Field. Legion Field will be hosting the Single A American Legion Baseball Tournament coming up. It's a 2-0 pitch, line towards right field, charging in. A diving attempt gets by. Dylan Short can't field it. Johnson heading for second. They're going to send him to third. He's getting the wave from Coach Robbins and in, standing up, going past the bag though. Johnson will get tagged out at third. And that fires up Coach Robbins. Johnson's got to slide into the bag there. Instead of going in standing up, he needed to go in the dirt, and he would have been on the bag. And that'll be a first out for the Docs after what could have been a leadoff triple. It was a leadoff triple. Johnson overrunning the bag at third. It tagged out. 1 away with nobody on. Well, that's just kind of the way this game has been going here to start out the night for the Doc Stewarts against Klamath Falls. And Coach Robbins is going to walk into the dugout to talk to Caden again and explain just what he wants to see there. And that would have been a run for the Doc Stewarts as Spencer Six will have his second hit of the game, a single to right field.
That was Spencer Six with the single.
So Six will get on. Doran will bat with 1 out and 1 on. For Caden Johnson, that's his second triple. No, that's Cody. For Caden, it would have been his first triple of the season. First pitch now, Doran lines one foul down the left field side. And it'll be an 0-1 count for Gillespie on that. 1 out and 1 on. A pickoff throw to first. Just back in time goes Spencer Six. Coach Robbins back out at third base. I think he just went back into the dugout. He got a little fired up on the play there with Caden Johnson. I think he went to the dugout to explain what he needs to see and maybe just make sure Caden knows what the expectation is there and why he got a little fired up there at third base. That's my assumption as to what went on there. A 1-1 count right now for Doran Gillespie with Spencer Six at first. Gillespie drives this one high in the air out towards left center on the run to Keeney. That ball over his head gets to the warning track. 6 heading for third. He'll hold up there. And the Dock Stewarts with 1 out have runners at second and third as Doran Gillespie gets his first hit of the game. 3 straight hits for the Docks to lead off this inning, but they haven't been able to bring in a run. 2 of them have been for extra bases. But they have runners at second and third with 1 out, trying to get closer to Klamath Falls, trailing 4-2.
Next batter, designated hitter, Jonathan Stone.
With 1 away, Jonathan Stone will try to bring in a run. Stone 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far, reached on an error in the 4th inning. First pitch outside and low for Stone gives him a 1-0 count. I'm sure Caden Johnson, one of the more frustrated guys after that play that of everybody out there. I'm sure he knew right away that he should have slid into third. But we move on with 1 out. It's a 2-0 count for Stone, and nibbling at the strike zone, Caden Whitlock can't find it so far. He's got a 3-0 count against Jonathan. 6 at third, Gillespie at second. I don't expect that Stone has a green light here on a 3-0 pitch coming to try and swing away, but he'll try to see if he can find a way on base with a walk or maybe get something to drive on a 3-1 pitch, as he does take for strike 1. So now what can Stone get from Caden Whitlock to try and drive here with 2 in scoring position? The 3-1. Swung on and missed. So Stone finds himself in a full count with 1 away. A triple, a single, and a double for the Docks here in this 5th inning, but so far no runs in. A 3-2 pitch from Whitlock is low and outside, ball 4 to Jonathan Stone. Stone on base for a second time. Whitlock continues to add up the walks in this ball game, and that's going to bring the coaching staff out.
We have $151 to give away here tonight.
Out to the mound will go, I believe that's Coach Pete Whistler,
6.
to have a conversation with his entire infield. Docks baseball today brought to you by South River Community Health Center.
3, 2.
Appreciate their sponsorship this season of Dock Stewart's baseball. Mentioned the Single A tournament coming up here at Legion Field. It'll run the 27th through the 31st. That's the same dates as the Triple A tournament being held down in Klamath Falls. Pepsi bottle caps, the local Single A Legion team here from Roseburg and around Douglas County. They've got players from all over. Bottle caps will host the tournament, so they get in as the host team. And the local team, the other local Single A team, Dr. Randall's, also getting into the postseason as the second place team in Area 4. Dr. Randall's will be in the tournament as well. So both local Single A teams make it into the tournament being held here at Legion Field. Best of luck to both of them trying to advance on. 2 teams from Oregon make it in to the Northwest Regional. So the champion and the runner-up will both get in. It would be one heck of a feat if it's both the Dr. Randall's and Pepsi bottle caps. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. A 1-0 count here for Jet Black, leading things off in the bottom, up to bat in the bottom of the 5th with the bases loaded and 1 out. Docks trail 4-2 against Klamath Falls, and an opportunity to try and break it open here. They got 1 in the 4th after having the bases loaded twice. With bases loaded and 1 out here, the 1-0 pitch, make it a 2-0 pitch to Jet is going to go out to left field. It drops in. 6 will score. Up to third goes Gillespie. Docks will only get 1 out of that. Base runners holding to make sure that ball doesn't get caught, but Jet Black comes through with an RBI single. And Jet will get on to first. Stone up to second. Gillespie goes to third. Scoring was Spencer 6. Docks trail 4-3.
Number 2, Cody.
Bases still loaded with 1 away. First pitch to Cody Johnson's high for ball one. Cody Johnson 1 for 1 in this game. Had a bunt single in the fourth. Laid down perfectly down the third base line. The 1-0 pitch to him here. Check swing, he pulls back but takes for strike one on the outside corner. Johnson has been doubled off by Jagger Graham twice in this game. One he's been on base. He takes high and outside for a 2-1 count. His first time on base, Johnson was tagged out by Graham on a play that he thought he got around the tag and into second base safely, but did not. And then Cody Johnson doubled off at second on the line drive last time he was up on base there in the fourth. Takes outside. The count goes to 3-1. A visit to the mound for the catcher, Blake Loney. A walk here brings in the game-tying run for the Doc Stewarts. In the bottom of the fifth inning, game one of our doubleheader. Out on the mound, Whitlock looking into the dugout as if he's looking for some sort of reassurance from his coaching staff, all up on the railing in the dugout. Got some action headed down to the bullpen for Klamath Falls. The 3-1 is outside, game tied. Cody Johnson will pick up an RBI on the bases loaded walk. His second walk of the game from Caden Whitlock. Scoring was Doran Gillespie to tie the game. Jonathan Stone to third. Jet Black to second. Cody Johnson at first with the game-tying RBI. And the Docs have it squared at 4. We've got a call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction. The day done for Caden Whitlock. And we'll have a change coming for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Back after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
If you have ticket number 476711, 476711, Little Brother Pub. Oh, right here.
New man on the mound for the Klamath Falls Falcons will be Garrett Campbell. The first baseman takes over on the mound. And Campbell takes over for Whitlock. Taking over at first base, coming in for the pitcher, Drew Rabel, the DH, will enter at first base. Jacob Luther will be the first man to face the new pitcher. He pops one high in the air down the left field line. That's a fair ball in the corner. It gets away from Takini in left field. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. The Doc Stewarts will take a lead on a 2-run single down the left field line by Jacob Luther. Stone comes in to score. Jet Black comes in to score from second. Going first at second was Cody Johnson. And on at first is Jacob Luther. Docs at 2. They're on top 6-4 with a 4-run fifth inning here. First pitch swinging, Jay Stoffel will foul it away. So Luther wasting no time. First pitch he sees from the new man, Garrett Campbell, drives it into the corner in left field to score 2. The 0-1 to Stoffel into center field. Charging in, that ball caught by Bolanos in center field. Having to go back to second base goes Cody Johnson. So two down now with runners at first and second. And Drake Bourgeois will bat next. Bourgeois 0 for 2 in the game. Garrett Campbell, the righty, gets a chopper towards short, charging in. That ball misplayed, and everybody will be safe. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup for a second time. Doc's bat through the order, and Caden Johnson will try to atone for his base running mistake that started off this inning. Docs would have another run to their tally if it had not been for that miscue by Johnson. So Bourgeois gets on safely, and that's going to be an error. And the coach walked out to the mound, but then walks right past to go talk to the umpire on the left side of the infield. And it's Pete Whistler out there having a conversation with the umpire. Takes off his skull cap. I'm not sure if maybe he's trying to ask if there was interference from Cody Johnson going second to third to interfere with that play for the infielders. And Whistler out there continues to have a conversation with the umpire. I'm going to put that error on the third baseman. It was kind of a jumbled mess there. Between the third baseman, Cade Fanning, and the shortstop, Gavin Graham. Graham kind of stumbled with his footing. Fanning I think he was the first to touch the ball, bobbled it, knocked it around, and that ball ended up all over the place. Bases are loaded for the Docs again with 2 down, and Coach Whistler makes his way back to the dugout. Caden Johnson back up for a second time, takes the first pitch for strike 1. Docs 4 runs in so far here in the 5th to build now a 6-4 lead against Klamath Falls. A 2-out rally trying to add some more with the bases loaded. Caden Johnson 1 for 3 in the game with a triple. Was tagged out as he overran third to start off this 5th. And that ball's going to plunk Caden Johnson in the back. Breaking ball that didn't bite for Garrett Campbell, and that's going to be an RBI hit by pitch for Johnson, and another run comes in for the Docs. Luther goes to third, Bourgeois to second. Johnson makes his way to first. So Garrett Campbell has come in, and it has not gone his direction so far against the Docs. He's given up a 2-run single, got a fly ball out to center, but then an error, and now a hit by pitch. And the inning will continue for the Doc Stewarts. Bottom of the 5th, Spencer Six will bat for a second time. First pitch high and inside to him for a 1-0 count. Six is 2 for 2 in the game with a walk in the first and back-to-back singles. His single here in the 5th got him on base and got him eventually around to score. He grounds one towards second. Picked up by Jagger Graham, who retires Spencer for the first time on the day. Final out made there. Drew Rabel, the new first baseman, receiving that one. So the Doc Stewarts will take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th as they end up scoring 5 runs on 5 hits. 1 error for Klamath Falls, and you had 3 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. Go to the top of the 6th inning. It's 7-4. Docs in front on 541radio.com and at CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
You guys talk about 2
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
7-4 our score as we start the top of the 6th inning. Docs in front after a 5-run 5th inning. Batting through the lineup. Garrett Ziman out there, first pitch of the 6th. High fly ball to left field. Caught for Drake Bourgeois as Dylan Short will fly out, the 9-hitter leading things off.
Now up, number 19, John Mark Takini.
One away for the Falcons. Garrett Ziman on in relief of Cade Meisner and is now in line to possibly get a win. Ziman has now retired 5 straight batters. One out. Top of the lineup, John Mark Takini, will bat. Takini in this ballgame, 2 for 3. Singles against Cade Meisner in his first 2 at-bats. Pops one up foul. Spencer Six chasing up against the screen, and he's frustrated with himself. He thought that one was getting into the netting, and he could have possibly just got underneath that one at the very end. 1-1 the count for Takini. Last night, Docs in that game 1 against Medford, I was shocked to find this out. That was the first extra inning game of the season for the Doc Stewarts. They've had plenty that have ended early, both good and bad. But last night, the first extra inning ball game for the Dr. Stewarts is a strike taken, a 1-2 count. Docs surpassing their win total from last year with 23 total after sweeping against Medford yesterday. 2-2 count for Takini here with 1 out and nobody on. Ziman out of his windup. But before the next pitch, time called at the plate. Docs surpassing their win total from last year. They had 22 wins last year. They're up to 23. It's their most wins since the 2015 season, where the Docs had 34. It's a ball high in the air out to right field, fighting the sun. Doran Gillespie making the catch. 2 down. Shadows starting to creep out across the outfield. From left field, Drake Bourgeois mostly in shadows out there. Third base in shadows, and shortstop has a few creeping across. Center field, Jet Black has a sliver of shadows across the field. It's a pitch low from Ziman to Caden Bolanos with 2 down and nobody on. A 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball, a little high, but hits the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Bolanos. Right side of the diamond, though, is the Sunfield. First base, second base, and out in right field. You got to battle it when the ball gets up into the sky. Swing and a miss for Bolanos, has a 1-2 count. Ziman's pitch. Swung on, fought off first base side, trying to scoop it. Stoffel will not be able to make a play. It's a fair ball. And on with the... On will be Bolanos. I'm looking down at putting the runner on base, and suddenly they call the runner out at first. And Coach Whistler's not going to be happy about this call, and they're going to call in the umpires to have a conversation here. What was the reason for out at first? The runner apparently thought that it was a foul ball, and it started heading back to the plate, so he's just off the bag, and the Docs tag him for the final out. That's the reason there. that ball was a scoop attempt by Jay Stoffel in fair territory. He touched the ball in fair territory. It trickled into foul territory. And I believe the call is going to hold is that the runner was out. And that's going to end things here in the top of the 6th. What a wild way to finish the inning. This game's been filled with some intricacies here. Tonight's game as the umpire still talking with Coach Whistler. Klamath Falls is headed out on the field, and the home umpire, still talking with the coaches for Klamath Falls. We'll take a break. When we come back, I believe we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Doc's leading 7-4. We'll have it for you when we come back on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Doran Gillespie up to lead off things for the Doc Stewarts as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The conversations have ended between the umpires and the coaching staff for Klamath Falls. First pitch swinging for Gillespie down the left field line. That ball foul.
Now batting right fielder
Strike one against Gillespie, who enters 1 for 2 in this game. So I was explained the runner must have thought it was maybe a foul ball, was headed back to the plate to go back to continue his at-bat, and Jay Stoffel just tagged him out after Bolanos had gotten on with an error, as this time opposite field for Gillespie, high in the air out to right. Dylan Short will make the catch to retire Gillespie for the first out of the 6th inning. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. Up to bat will be Jonathan Stone, who is 0 for 2 in the game. He's been on base twice and scored twice.
Number 15, Jonathan Stone.
Doc's leading 7-4 in this contest. Game 1 of our doubleheader. 1-0 count for Stone. So I'd be curious. I would have loved to have heard what the conversations were having to say down there, as a foul ball for Stone gives him a 1-1 count. Curious what the conversations between the umpires and the coaches were. That was unlike anything I've seen in a game in ever, if not in a while. There's a breaking ball called for strike 2 against Stone, gives him a 1-2 count. Stoffel came in to field that ball. He was in fair territory. Tried to field it. It got away from him as Stone rockets one high into the air, but way foul. That ball could end up on the softball field. I think out at third base, Coach Robbins shaking his head a little bit on how well that ball was struck. That one fouled off by Stone. Stays with a 1-2 count. That ball was a mile foul. A 1-2 pitch for Stone. Garrett Campbell on the mound, and it beans him up on the shoulder. Stone just getting out of the way of that pitch in time to take it on the shoulder rather than on the chin. He'll head on down to first with one away.
Center fielder, Jet Black.
Jet Black will bat. Jet is 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI and a run scored. But Stoffel tries to field that ball in fair territory, knocked it away. It rolled into foul territory as the runner went by, And Bolanos must have just thought it was going to be a foul ball. It was a sharp ground ball to short for Jet Black and a double play for Klamath Falls. Well, in the bottom of the sixth. 6-4-3, the turn on the ground ball from Jet Black finishes off the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the sixth. They still lead 7-4 as we head to the seventh inning. Doc's 3 outs away from wrapping up the win in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Back after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Garrett Simon out there to try to get the final 3 outs of this Game 1 of the doubleheader tonight. Trying to get a win for the Docs on top 7-4 as they rally back from a 4-1 deficit. First pitch outside. Ball 1 to Blake Loney, who will lead things off. Loney is 1 for 2. He hits one right side on the run. Gillespie, a diving attempt in right field to rob that one away. Laying out full extension in right field for Gillespie, sliding on his stomach. He snags that one off the turf and gets up to show the umpire for out number 1. And Doc's now 2 outs away from getting the win. Drew Rabel at the dish. And Rabel now the first baseman taking ball 1 to lead off the at-bat against Zimet. Garrett Zimet has come in and been sharp for the Docs. This is the type of guy they hope he can be as he continues on in his growth as a pitcher, taking high for a 2-0 count now as Rabel. Zimet has been shaky. You get great starts from him sometimes or great outings from him sometimes, and then sometimes it's just not there for the young man. Just wrapped up his sophomore season, one of the youngest guys on the team, him and Sam Guastafaro, both class of 2021. The 3-0, Zimet will walk on 4 straight pitches, Drew Rabel. But Zimet, he's got some good stuff, and I think coaches are excited to work with him to see where his growth will go as he continues to age. His first season here with the Docs, he's gotten a chance to play in the outfield and pitch, and I'm sure it's been a big season for him as his breaking ball stays high for a 1-0 count now against Garrett Campbell, the pitcher. Line drive into left field for Campbell. That'll move up Rabel out to second. It's only the second hit allowed. Sorry, make that the third hit allowed by Garrett Zimet.
The next batter, number 7.
Runners at first and second for Klamath Falls. They trail by 3. Docs needing 2 more outs to finish off the game. Diving catch in right field by Doran Gillespie, so far the only out of the inning. Drew Rabel out at second. Garrett Campbell at first. Zimet finds the bottom of the strike zone to lead off the at-bat against Jagger Graham. Graham is 0 for 3, but does have an RBI on an infield ground out. Takes Lone outside for a 1-1 count. A win here for the Docs would clinch a postseason berth for sure. So the fastball misses low and inside. As out of the dugout will come Coach Robbins to have a conversation with Zimet. Nobody throwing for the Docs. So Coach out there to make sure that Zimet knows, listen, just need 2 more outs. Can't give up the free bases by walking guys. So 2 balls and a strike is the count against Jagger Graham when we resume play after the meeting on the mound. So the Docs, if they win here, it is a done deal. They're in the postseason. Right now, as we take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, Medford leading 11-5 through 5 innings against Grants Pass. So if Medford hangs on there, the Docs would be in even if they were to fall here in Game 1. So right now everything going Docs direction for them to put a stamp on the season and secure that playoff spot. A 3-1 count for Jagger Graham as Zimet misses high. A 3-1. Low for ball 4. That will load him up. That brings the go-ahead runner to the plate with 2 down. So Zimet has walked 2 here in the 7th. And they're going to make a quick change here. Coach Robbins, not wanting this to get out of hand, is going to call to Cody Johnson to try and finish it off. Zimet will leave with a win in his pocket if the score stays the way it is, and Cody Johnson will come in to try and get a save. Here in the top of the 7th, it is a call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction. We'll be back after this quick break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Cody Johnson will take over on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. For Cody, this will be his 13th appearance. He has not made a start this year. He's got a 3-2 record, 3 saves and 4 opportunities, leading the team in that category. He's got a 3.67 ERA in those 21 innings, and he will have a save opportunity here for the Doc Stewarts, needing 2 outs. He'll inherit the bases loaded from Garrett Zimet. First pitch to Cade Fanning is in for a breaking ball, strike 1. Another breaking ball from Johnson. Did he go around? No. Fanning lays off. A 1-1 count. Bases are loaded. The 1-1 pitch bounces outside. Gloving it was 6 to hold the runners. Defensive changes for the Doc Stewarts. Luke Van Norman comes in the DH position for Jonathan Stone and takes over at second. The pitcher now out, the DH out as well. There's a chopper in front of the plate. Johnson will flip to the plate for 1 out. They'll get the force at home on a swinging bunt from Cade Fanning. Fanning will reach base for the first time on a fielder's choice. The Docs get the out at home. 2 down. Johnson fielding off the mound on that one. Makes the smart play. The only play, really, as there was no chance he was really going to get Fanning at first. So they get the second out at home, keep it a 7-4 lead for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch, a breaking ball misses just outside for ball one to Gavin Graham. Bases still loaded, but only one out needed for the Docs here. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. So Luke Van Norman enters the game. He takes over at second. Jacob Luther goes from second to third base to fill in for Cody Johnson, who goes to the mound. Those are your defensive changes for the Docs here in the seventh. A 1-1 breaking ball for strike two. And Gavin Graham, who is 1 for 2 in the game, faces his final strike. He'll tap one foul to stay alive. A 1-2 count. The pitch from Johnson bounces outside, and another stop by Six that holds all the runners as that ball does not get by thanks to his glove work. Bases loaded. The game go-ahead run at the plate. Tying run at first as a ground ball chopper goes foul. And we'll do it again on the 2-2. Docs need one more out to preserve this win in game one and wholeheartedly punch their ticket to the postseason. The 2-2. That ball fouled up in the air and will get out of play on the first base side into the seats. At the plate, Gavin Graham not willing to go down easily. He's fought off a number of pitches with the 2 strikes against him. Two balls, 2 strikes for Cody Johnson. Docs lead 7-4, top of the 7th, needing one more out. Another ball fouled off. And this has been a battle by Graham. The 2-2 delivery. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Got him looking. Johnson will get his only strikeout, and it's a big one as it finishes the game and preserves the win for the Doc Stewarts. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Doc Stewart errors and 3 men left on base for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Docs get the win at 7-4 on top of Cave Falls. And we have game 2 coming up as the Doc Stewarts are headed to the postseason with a win against Klamath Falls in game 1. We'll come back with your Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this quick 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Welcome into the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Roseburg Disposal as we wrap up game one of tonight's doubleheader. The Roseburg Dr. Stewarts coming back to win 7-4 on top of Klamath Falls. 7th straight win for the Doc Stewarts. They improved to 24-16 on the season, 9-10 in Area 4 play. And Klamath Falls will fall to 6-30 on the year, 3-16. Doc Stewarts getting the win as Garrett Ziman comes on in relief and does a great job. Cody Johnson comes in and finishes it off with the save. Doc Stewart's getting a 5-run 5th inning, the crux of this ball game as they come back to take the victory. They trailed 4-1 early on against Klamath Falls. The Falcons scored 2 in the top of the first. Doc's got 1 back in the bottom of the first, but Klamath Falls would add 2 more in the second to lead 4-1. Doc's got 1 back in the bottom of the fourth, down 4-2. Many opportunities that were kind of missed for the Doc Stewarts in this game. Opportunities to try and add some runs, put a crooked number on the board, and they just kept getting either unlucky or making one small mistake that ended up costing them in that inning. But in the 5th inning, the Docs come through with the big frame, 5 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. They send 11 hitters to the plate in the inning, and the Doc Stewarts would take the advantage there. They also took advantage of 2 walks in that inning and a hit by pitch to help bring in a couple of runs for the Docs. So they put 5 runs up in the 5th inning. That is the go-ahead inning for the Docs, and from there they would hang on for the victory on top 7-4. Klamath Falls had the bases loaded in the top of the 7th. Go-ahead runner at the plate, but could not bring anybody in against the Doc Stewarts. 4 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors for Klamath Falls. Doc Stewart, 7 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors. Klamath Falls leaves 10 men on base. Docs leaves 6 men on base. Getting the win will be Garrett Ziman. Ziman comes in and pitches 5 1/3 innings of relief. Gave up 3 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. Cody Johnson came in the 7th inning to get the save. He faces 2/3 of an inning and did not give up a hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. The strikeout to finish off the game there in the top of the 7th inning. Johnson picking up his 4th save of the year. For Garrett Ziman, with his win in this one, the youngster will improve to 1-2 on the season. Taking the loss is Caden Whitlock. He pitched 4 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them earned, 7 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Grant Campbell came in relief, gave up 1 hit over an inning and 2/3, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Those are a look at some of the numbers, and that recap brought to you by the News Review Sports section. For more on today's game, make sure you pick up a copy of the News Review print edition coming up tomorrow at newsstands near you. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we will wrap up the Roseburg Disposal post-game show as we take a look at the offensive numbers from tonight's game, and we also take a look at our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. So stay with us, folks. Plenty to go as we get ready for Game 2 coming up in just a bit, but put the final bow on Game number 1 of tonight's doubleheader. Back after a 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Back here at Legion Field, wrapping up game number 1 of tonight's doubleheader. Docs get the victory. 7-4 on top of Klamath Falls. This post-game show is sponsored by Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Offensive numbers tonight for both teams. For Klamath Falls, 7 hits in the ball game. 2 for 4 for John Mark Tacchini with an RBI. 1 for 4 for Caden Bolanos. 1 for 3 for Blake Loney. 1 for 2 for Drew Rabel with 2 RBI. 1 for 3 for Garrett Campbell with a 1 walk in the game. And 1 for 3 for Gavin Graham with a run scored in the contest as well. On the other side for the Doc, Stewart's in the contest. 1 for 3 for Caden Johnson with an RBI. 2 for 3 for Spencer Six with a run scored. 1 for 3 for Doran Gillespie with a RBI. John Stone 0 for 2, but he got on base with a walk and reached on an error, and he scored twice in the game. Jet Black was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Cody Johnson 1 for 1 in the game with a run scored, an RBI, and 2 walks. 1 for 2 for Jacob Luther with 3 RBI leading the way there. And the bottom of the lineup went without a hit. 2 walks, though, for Jay Stoffel to get him on base. Ended up 0 for 1, though, in the game. Taking a look at our Joe's Towing player of the game tonight. Joe's Towing coming through for you in the clutch. Call Joe's Towing your local towing professionals. I'm going to give this award to Garrett Zimet. The relief pitcher comes in and picks up his first win of the season. If he had started and gone 5 1/3 innings and gave up only 3 hits, no runs, that would not be a bad outing to start. He came in in the second inning after Cade Meisner struggled with his accuracy. Meisner pitching just 1 inning, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. So not all of them earned runs, but he did walk 2 and struck out 1. But a bit of a struggle to start out the game, giving up 4 hits over just 1 inning of work. And so Meisner came out early, and Zimet in short relief, just short warm-up, lead-up to this relief appearance for him. Zimet comes in and shuts down Klamath Falls, allowing just 3 hits and no runs. So Garrett Zimet is your player of the game, brought to you by Joe's Towing. Well, we're going to take a break. We are going to end the video broadcast of Game 1 for all of you watching online. If you're watching at 541radio.com, refresh your browser. We should have the Game 2 broadcast up and running here in just a moment. For those that are maybe watching at on YouTube, go back to our YouTube channel. You'll find the Game 2 broadcast streaming live here in just a moment when we get it up and going. So we'll have that for you there. When we come back, we will wrap up our player interviews. We talked with Casey Pettibone in the pregame show. We finish out our player interviews talking with Jet Black here in between games as we get ready for game number 2. So stay with us, folks. We'll have more Doc Stewart baseball coming up for you here in just a moment as the Docs take game 1, 7-4 against Klamath Falls, and they punch their ticket to the postseason. Back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Copy.